All right. Last live stream, I was rudely interrupted. I think it was somebody trolling. You know, knocking on my door. They knew I was live. Yeah, gang stalkers and shit. They really don't want me to talk about divide and conquer. I see. But anyhow, the swirling epidemic is a myth. It's a mainstream media myth. It's not real. Held by the dashboard, like, I wish he was still around to tell us this stuff. But here we go. I've thought about this. I used to believe in it. I used to believe in this myth, but no. Here goes Cynthia G. The biggest entertainer of swirling epidemics, which is all fake mainstream media crap. Kanye West wants to be a white man and all this. This is the one I wanted to click on. The Dusty comments from Dusty triggered.
I am a turnpike worker.
I am a road hazard.
I am a human life.
Excuse the
Every
ads.
day I go to work.
Hey guys, I want to come on here and go over another installment of Dusty comments from Dusty people, and what we have to realize about this series, Who They Really Choose, is that, and I know a lot of you already do, many people have already stated, you know, in the comment section that they get why a lot of people are going to be triggered, but the truth hurts. People don't like feeling exposed, and so bottom line is there's literally a barrage of comments that I have from Dusties who are simply mad because they're getting exposed. There's one in particular who literally sent such a long comment that I had to break it up into like 7 different parts. And so most of this video is going to be responding and breaking down that one comment that just so happens tend to be 7 comments in one. But you will see how triggered he is. But let's get into this. So this is, I believe, I don't know if this is from a man or a woman. It just says free white in 21. But it says these men are comfortable with the low self-esteem, obese white women because they know nobody else is going to want her.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to break down. I used to buy into this. I used to buy into these black guys who all these fat white, what all these fat white women supposedly want in this sleeping, interracially dating fat white woman. I really did used to believe in that. Because I would hear it be shoved down my throat over and over and over again. I used to actually believe it. But what I see is the same thing that Held by the Dashboard Light sees. When I leave my home, that's why I got into his channel. When I go outside, I don't see hardly any relationships. Whether I might see an elderly relationship within the same race. I'll see a old black man with an old black woman married. I'll see single baby mothers. I'll see single baby fathers. All black. Matter of fact, I don't even hardly see any fat white woman, honestly, period. I see mostly fat black women, or I'll see a fat Puerto Rican Hispanic woman. I don't see that many fat white women, period, to be honest with you. Not when I leave my home every day, when I go outside, I just don't see it. I hardly see any relationships anymore. Unless it's an elderly couple.
Isn't going anywhere. She will cater to him because she thinks she had the prize. It's not about looks, it's about his comfort. Black women's looks are attacked because that's where they know our power is. Now, I agree with this comment, but what I'll also say is that her self-esteem isn't the only thing that's low. Because if he, as a man, is seeking out a woman who has low self-esteem, so he doesn't have to worry about if she's going to go anywhere or if anybody else is going to want her, that's a man who who is insecure and who has low self-esteem himself, and he understands.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't see black men with fat white women. When I leave my home, I actually never see this. I never see it. I don't think anybody else is seeing it either. We're just hearing about it from your channel, really. And people like you who like the race bait. I don't see this stuff when I leave my home. I either would see a black man with a black woman. That's mostly what I would ever see, a black man for a black woman. Mostly elderly couples. Young people don't even give a fuck about relationships. Okay, we're completely divided and conquered within the black race. And I don't mean literally everybody. Not everybody's like this, but I'm saying the majority, generally, that's how it is. I don't see hardly anybody dating. I don't see it. Especially not no fat white woman. I don't see it. If I see a fat white woman, she'll be married to a fat white man. Okay? That's what I'll see. Just like I don't believe in all these black guys who would get online, on different people's platforms in the chats talking about how they love BBWs. You know damn well you would desire at least a halfway decent woman over a BBW. There's nothing attractive about somebody who's 400 fucking pounds. I don't buy into that. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I believe that's low self-esteem. That's the best these guys believe they can get, so that's what they settle for. I see this a lot, especially lately. I've been seeing that a lot. Oh, I love BBWs. I don't believe that. I don't believe people are generally attractive to anybody who's obese. I'm sorry. I've even said that I don't like obesity the way it looks, because to me obesity looks like depression. And it is depression. Let's be honest. Obesity is depression. But whatever, go on.
He is inadequate as a man, so therefore he wants a woman who is not going to be attractive to other men, so other men won't challenge his position in her life. So that's what we have to understand, and that's something that I also know.
I don't see most of these guys winning women at all. At least not as far as like a serious relationship. It's let alone that. We are so divided and conquered. I don't see any of this stuff. I laugh at these people, especially these anti-MGTOWs who entertain the idea of men and women still caring for each other, general wise. I don't believe it. Okay, women are focused on getting their education. They don't need a man. And we all went MGTOW because we realized that women don't need men and blah, 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 blah. Woo, woo, woo. I see very few, young relationships when I leave home, when I'm outside. I don't see much of it at all. This whole interracial black man with fat white woman thing it's an entire myth. I don't see any black man fucking no fat white woman. An attractive white woman, decent looking white woman, I can see, yeah, but no. I mean, personally, I like white women. I like white, black, and Puerto Rican women. But I don't like anybody who's overweight. You choose a. Here's another thing they say. You'll choose a You black guys would choose a I can't think of it right now. It's something else that they say. Another talking point that these black agents will use. Oh, you have really high standards when it comes to black women, but when it comes to white women, they can be fat and overweight and everything. Yeah, I don't see this either. Honestly, and personally, I definitely don't practice that. Anybody in my real life knows that I don't like anybody who's not halfway decent looking and obese sexually. It doesn't matter what race you are to me. If you look obese or look painfully unattractive, I'm not going to have any sexual feelings for you. It doesn't mean I can't be your friend or I won't like you as a friend, but sexually, no. If you're 200, 300, 400 pounds, no. And you're not looking at least okay in the face at the most, no. I'm just being honest. You know, this whole Dusty thing is a myth.
And another part of that is the shaming of women who are different than her, because ultimately what these dudes are trying to do is, by way of getting the white woman and putting her in black women's face, regardless of how obese and tragically gross she is, he's basically trying to bring her down to his level. That's why I always liken it to an abusive relationship, because mostly a huge part of an abusive relationship is the man tearing down the self-esteem of a woman. You can't manipulate a woman and bring her down to your level if she has self-esteem. And so what the abuser typically does is beat down the person's self-esteem, his victim or her victim, because women do this too. We know it's more prevalent in men, but women do it too. But they'll beat down the self-esteem of the victim so they don't go anywhere. But this...
Yeah, that's true, but this is all mainstream media stuff you're talking about. Let's just get to this next comment. I want her to do the reading and I'll respond.
Victim so they don't go anywhere. But this person is true. I definitely agree. So this person said, what amazes me is she is so concerned about black men being with white women as if it is an epidemic here today. And it's funny because this is why I say a lot of people are remedial. I always start and periodically throughout the video talk about how much I don't care who dates who. And for people to think that because it's not an epidemic right now, which if you look at it and compare it to the amount of black people who are getting married, it actually is an epidemic. But if you compare it to...
Honestly, the only possible epidemic I hear is probably in England, black women are getting with white men. And these black women probably all look like crystal swirls. Let's be honest, man. This is BS. This is all mainstream media to divide and conquer men and women. As always.
The population, then you could say, okay, it's not an epidemic, but what group of people wait until something is an epidemic before they address it? That just sounds so remedial. Like, you wouldn't even look at the number that is at...
I don't think men even care about race, really. Men are very simple. We men are very simple. Okay, if you look decent to us, we would want to have sex with you. Let's be honest. Men don't really give a shit about race. We just visualize. We only care about looks. Let's be honest.
Right now, you will look at how quickly it's increasing so you can make future projections. But, I mean, this is a person who's called Patriot One and doesn't even have a picture. But let's continue. It says, most black men are with black women. That's a lie.
Yeah, probably a Russian bot.
Most black men may have sex with black women, but who are they procreating with? And who are they increasingly procreating with?
I don't see an epidemic of no black man procreating with white women. I don't see it. I see all I really see is dysfunctional relationships with black people. That's all I see. If they're in a relationship. I see very few healthy ones, and I mostly see dysfunctional ones, and it leads to being a single mother or a single father raising the kids by himself. That's all I see. I don't see all this interracial shit and these mixed kids. And yeah, there are mixed children, but I don't see a whole epidemic. I don't see no epidemic. I'm sorry. This shit is made up.
It says interracial relationships are very difficult to navigate because of outside interference. No, they're not. They're not difficult to navigate because all you have to do is have a group of people with a certain mindset and have them value certain things like white skin and have a low self-esteem like the black community. And it's very, very easy to navigate it. And the outside interference is called the white
I don't see anybody hitting on any fat white woman. Honestly, I don't see it.
Dominant society who has a vested interest on multiple different levels in black people dating within the dominant society, because that's really the only people that black people date with. Like, these people act like it's that complicated where black people are just running around choosing, more specifically black men, choosing this variety of women, and they're not. They're choosing.
Yeah, they're actually more than likely they probably are. And if a man has a variety to choose from, and I know from personal experience, if he can go from woman to woman sexually, he's not going to choose no fat white woman if he has options. Stop lying.
Mostly white. They may, on exceptional occasion, go choose a different race of women, but by and large, they're choosing white women. So nobody needs to sit here and act like this is some real complex problem. Bottom line is, you have a certain mindset, which is black people in general, but black men mostly, valuing whiteness and valuing white women. And then you have an outside influence called the dominant society, all their power, their media apparatus, and the psychological conditioning that they use, pushing a message that a group of men are already highly susceptible to. So
yeah, I really don't see this. When I leave home every day, I don't see this. Most races, if they're even in a fucking relationship, most races stick within their own, at least as far as procreation they do. Especially, the only real relationships I see going on where people are actually staying together and care about one another is the Asians. Like Hell About a Dashboard Light says, they're the only ones who still generally value relationships. Let's be honest. I don't see all this interracial stuff going on. I just don't see it. I don't see most people having much of a sex life at all anymore, honestly. It's not like back when I was growing up, where I went to school with students who were, who were kinky at a young age, like I was, and, I don't see that kind of stuff anymore. I don't see it. And flirting with each other. I remember back when I was in elementary, middle school, and even high school, and even sometimes today, where I would have girls hitting on me. Like, I'm sorry, I don't see that kind of stuff. I don't see today. I don't see it happening today. Men and women are mostly separated today. I don't see any man having, from what I can see, it doesn't seem like most men at all really have much of a sex life. I actually probably have more of a sex life than anybody who's my age or older. I'm going to be honest with you. These 20-something-year-old black guys out here running wild like I used to. I mean, I've definitely slowed down a lot. Like, I used to be out of control, but I've definitely matured over the years and I've slowed down, but, at the age of 31. But anybody who's not in their 20s, I think I'm having sexually more active than they are. I don't see people really mingling much together. I just don't see it. And when they are, it's usually within their own race. And it's toxic. That's all I see. Or I'll see a white woman with a sucker Indian who she takes advantage of. That's about the most interracial I would see. as far as like serious relationships. That's the most I would ever see. Because these immigrants come to this country, at least the Indians do, and probably Jamaicans. They come over here because they see how we're sexualized we are in the media, and they want to come here for easy money and easy pussy. And I know some of these people in real life, you know, who in their home country had degrees and everything, well educated, became a doctor and everything. And they started messing with these women seriously. Got kicked out of their homes and threw their careers away. Okay? That's about the most interracial interaction that I see in a general sense. That's what I see. I don't go outside and see black men with fat white women that left and right, or at all, really. Every once in a blue moon, I'll see a black woman with a really dusty and dirty, poor-looking white man. Once in a blue moon, you know, when hell freezes over. That's about it. That's about it. That's about all I see. And I think that's what everybody else is seeing, too. I don't know where Cynthia G is from, but that's what I see. So, yeah, I suggest anybody doesn't buy into this nonsense. But, you know, I mean, hey, I'm just saying that's what I see. I may be wrong. I only go by, you know, I do the same thing Hellbody Dashboard like does, Alex does. He goes by what he's seeing every day in his everyday life. Every time he leaves his home. I see the same thing he sees. I see mostly Asian couples, dysfunctional black relationships, and damn near no white relationships. That's what I see.